Hi guys, welcome to another Minecraft video. As you can tell by the logo in the back, I'm playing on Hypixel today. And today I'm in the main lobby right now. There's like this little hallway area, so I can just through there that I can just film my intros and stuff. I'll probably be doing that. By the time every time I do the Hypixel videos. So from what I can see, there's a new mining island on Skyblock. So let's just go over to here. Let's go and put this stone block. My island is like a literal mess. Nothing is organized. I just throw it all in chests. So yeah. I do have a few things planned for today's stream to talk about, so I'll just get those up and talk about those in a minute. Okay, let's just collect all this. I need to make enchanted cobblestone. I can't remember where I put that in my storage area. I know that I need whatever 4 times 8 is, which is 32. So I need 32 pieces of cobblestone, of enchanted cobblestone. No, you don't craft it. You craft it like this. You need it like that. I need more cobblestone. Let's just go. I don't really play Skyblock that often, to be honest. Whenever I'm on here, I usually play the walls or bed wars or something like that. Yeah, usually walls or bed wars. Sometimes I play some other games like Build Battle and just stuff like that. Like a lot of the older games I usually play, but not Skyblock. Okay, I have quite a bit here. Let's go put that in there right now. And okay, so let me just get my list of what I want to talk about this stream. Okay, so I think the first thing I should talk about is that it's Black History Month this month. So, happy Black History Month. And I've seen quite a few TikTokers speak about stuff like how last year it wasn't taken too, how a lot of people were just hype up these creators and don't really do anything else. What am I going to say? And yeah, I think that's pretty true. A lot of people don't really regularly hype up other POC other than POC. So it's what do black POC, specifically black people, only exist in Black History Month? What? And specifically I'm talking about white people who do this. I've seen quite a few other POC that just talk about issues like Black Lives Matter every other day. Of course there are white creators that do talk about this. I feel like I have to say it. But again, there aren't as many as there are just other regular POC and BIPOC creators. So yeah. So I feel like I should talk about some some black people throughout history, but obviously I feel like I won't do them justice, so I'll have a few TikToks at the end of this video explaining a few POC and why they're so great. Because honestly, I watch those videos and they are great people who have done great things. So, anyways, there's this one person that I wanted to talk about just to get it like started, because like I feel like this person specifically has been talked about a lot, so a lot of people will be familiar and with her. Why can't I make shit? Anyways, anyway, her name is Claudette Colvin. I'm probably saying that probably seems weird because of my accent, but it's Claudette. Her name is Claudette Colvin. I'll have a Wikipedia page in the description of my video, just so you can read up more about her. So, anyways, Claudette Colvin was a black woman, a 15-year-old black woman who refused to give up her seat on a bus. And this was 6 months before Rosa Parks did. And I bet you're wondering, oh, why isn't she in the history books instead of Rosa Parks? Why isn't she taught instead of Rosa Parks? Well, from what I've seen on TikTok, people are pointing to the reason that she's darker skinned. She's darker skinned than Rosa Parks, so a lot of people, and then there's and because of colorism, she isn't really that well known, and also she was 15 years old and pregnant, so it's and she was unmarried, so people didn't really see her as a good fit, so they went with Rosa Parks, who did the exact same thing later, and 6 months later. And I think, anyways, I'll have a few. And if you don't know what colorism is, by the way, it's basically prejudice against people with a darker skin color. So, for example, so basically, darker skinned black people will experience this more than lighter skinned black people, because probably a lot of people will see her as purer, whatever that means. I'm just messing around with my stream at the moment. Sorry. Yeah, anyways, I'll have those TikToks. Those TikToks talk about quite a few other black people throughout history, like Jesse Owens, Nicola Adams. There's one on I think there's one on Claudette Colvin as well, but I also have the Wikipedia page for Claudette in the description, and also one on Ernestine Eckstein. I'm not sure him. Ernestine Eckstein. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Those are the ones I have so far. I'll probably have a few for next week's stream as well. So anyways, I think the main topic of this stream is that I want to talk about the fact that it's LGBT History Month in the UK, which is where I'm from. It's Black History Month in the US, and it's LGBT History Month in the UK, which is why I want to talk about it more, since I have more experience with LGBT history, so I know a bit more than a few people, since I have experience. So anyways, I feel like I wanted to. So I want to talk about my experience. I think I have a few. I have one. I have the one on Ernestine, because obviously I am. Obviously I wanted to, but I have one on Ernestine Eckstein, who is a black LGBT person who advocated for like gay rights and stuff. I believe I haven't really dug too deep into it. I just like watched Naomi's video on it, aka Naomi. So yeah, and I want to talk my experience with being LGBT. I have to talk a little bit quieter because my dad's home. He's literally downstairs, so I have to talk quieter because I'm closeted, which is which kind of sucks, because people have assumed that I'm straight for like the longest time, which is not the case, because I very much like the girls, but I also like the dudes. So yeah, and it kind of sucks when people assume that you're just straight, cause it's like because like this whole part of you that you want to express, but sometimes you just can't do that because of the fear of being outed, the fear of being doxxed, the fear of like losing your mates, the fear of losing your family, the fear of just being killed. And I know this kind of comes from some sort of place of privilege, because obviously I'm white. I can easily hide my queer identity, but it's like, it still sucks. Like, not every single person feels like they want to hide their queer identity. Not every. Also, I just want to know that I just want to know that not everyone in a straight presenting relationship or a monogamous presenting relationship is actually straight or monogamous. Just putting that out there. But anyways, it feels like you have part of your identity. You feel like you have to keep that hidden because people don't because obviously people don't respect. Not everyone respects queer identities all the time. Not obviously, there are wonderful people out there who do respect queer identities, who do advocate for queer people despite being straight and monogamous and allo and cis. And I love all the allies, but it seems like from like influencers coming out, and obviously Jojo Siwa just came out the other week. There's still a lot of hate. There's still a lot of people who want us dead for just existing, and it really sucks. It just really does, because it's like, am I safe? Am I not? You have to judge every situation just based on whether this person is homophobic or not, and whether you can talk about your identity or not with them, whether you feel safe with them. It's like, it sucks, you know? I think I did post something on my story about people asking stuff from my stream on my Instagram, but I don't think anyone replied. I'll just check. No, I don't think I have. Anyways, having to do all this stuff, having to hide about yourself for so long until you're in a safe situation, really sucks. It just does. I also want to talk about some LGBT stuff, because I feel like, because obviously I know that from experience, so I can more easily talk about it than being black, because I don't know much about being black because I am white. Anyways, apparently there's someone in the US wanted to do this thing where he could check girls' genitalia to see if they're trans or not, which is one, extremely transphobic, and two, it's pedophilic. Like, you can't even debate me on this one, and I won't debate you. It's pedophilic, because it's looking at young girls' genitalia in schools. So it's like really weird. Do I have coal? Oh no, I don't have coal. Anyways, also, what I find really weird within the queer community is how racist it sometimes can be, and how sometimes it can be ableist, which is weird, because we should know how it is like to be oppressed. But like, there's some people who are just like not like that, who are just like racist, but be like, oh, but I'm gay, so it's fine, when it's not. It's literally, you can't just cover up racism with the fact that you're gay. No, you say, and don't say like, oh, you're being homophobic or whatever. It's literally like, you can't cover up being racist by saying that you're gay. Just because you're gay doesn't mean you can't be held accountable for your actions. I think I need to make charcoal. Anyways, also, and for the people who said, oh, and for people who say, oh, you have marriage equality, it's fine. Like, well, no, we don't have marriage equality everywhere. Like, there are literally places where I could be killed, which I know comes from a place of privilege, because I live in a place where it's not legal for me to be killed. But like, just think about this for a second. You could go anywhere in the world. I'm talking to straight people here. You, a straight person, or a cisgendered person, straight cis person, could go to one of the 70 countries with your partner and not be in prison for it, and not be charged with a crime. You could go to like 1 out of 10 countries, not get killed for just being with your partner. So it's like, it's kind of like, do I want to go to this country and get killed, or am I right? Now obviously I'm bi, so obviously I'm not gonna, so obviously I could be in a het percentage relationship and be totally fine. But like, it still sucks to have like part of your identity like be forced to be hidden just because someone was like, oh no, you can't be gay. It says so in the Bible. It says so in the Bible. Like, shut up. Like, I can be as gay as I want to. Well, I should be able to be as gay as I want to, but sometimes that's not always the case. And obviously I'm just complaining at this point. Like, I'm not gonna be also in the States it's still legal to be killed as a queer person just because of my sexuality, because of the gay panic, defense laws, which are utter bullshit. If you don't know what the gay panic defense laws, I'll just add the Wikipedia article to my I'm just gonna add it to my list real quick of like resources. It's just basically where someone can attack a queer person just because they're queer, just because they found out that they're queer, and it's like utter BS. Like, you can't just, like, it's morally wrong, and like, people think they should be able to just get away with it, which is again like utter bullshit. Kill this guy. I'm not on that team, so I got to go before I get murdered. And I left my teams together. I got an assist, it's fine. I'm gonna get murdered, I'm gonna get killed. There we go. My team's not gonna win on that. Now, what should I do? let's. I feel like I need to talk about this because obviously I want to like talk about stuff that like stuff that affect other communities, and I want to, and that is Sia's new movie, Music. Now, first of all, she cast a neurotypical Maddie Zielger as the artistic lead, which is like, first of all, why? Like, why don't you just cast someone who is why don't you cast someone who is autistic to be why didn't you cast someone who's autistic um, to be like the autistic lead in a movie? Also, there's a scene. I have not watched the movie. I've just seen clips of it on TikTok. There's a scene where the autistic lead is having a meltdown, and is restrained, which is utter BS, because it's like, you don't do that to someone who is having a meltdown. You get them into a place where they feel safe. You get them any comfort items, etc., etc. You don't just restrain someone who is emotional in a completely emotional place. I just feel like I'm doing football, and this is like and this is an American summer, and I can draw a circle, so I need the circle to let's do that, and and it's like, now I think I've seen on TikTok somewhere that Sia is planning on taking the restraint scenes out, and also on Twitter, like when the announcement for this movie first came out, a lot of people were outraged, and rightfully so, that Sia was casting Maddie Zielger. And first of all, this was Sia's casting choice has always been Maddie. Like, I think when Maddie was in Dance Moms, that Abby referenced that Maddie was gonna be in Sia's movie. Anyways, a lot of people were mad at Sia for casting someone neurotypical to play a neurodivergent character, because obviously a neurodivergent character would play a I can't speak today. Neurodivergent character the best. A neurodivergent actor would play a neurodivergent. Why can't I speak today? A neurodivergent actor would play a neurodivergent character the best, because they have experienced that and therefore will put in authenticity into their work. And Sia got really mad at a load of people saying, "Oh well, there weren't any. We did hire an neurodivergent, and we did hire an autistic person, but they're too high functioning," which is like a bullshit label. Because it's like putting autistic people into categories that they don't want to be put in. And yeah, and there was like a few people who were like a few autistic people who were like, "Oh, I'll do it," but a lot of people were like, but Sia was like, "You aren't available." And we're like, "Oh, blah blah blah, excuses," which is a bunch of bullshit. And she could have hired any, but it was clear that she was gonna hire Maddie from the beginning, because obviously Abby mentioned in Dance Moms quite a while ago that she was gonna pick Maddie for her. That Abby said in Dance Moms that Sia was gonna pick her for her movie. So yeah. And I think she has tried to rectify things, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna take out the restraint scenes." Yeah, you should have done that from the beginning. You should have listened to autistic people. Also, she worked with Autism Speaks, and if you don't know, Autism Speaks is really a hate group. They have little to no autistic members on their board of directors. Most of them are neurotypical. I think there was one autistic person, but I think there was one autistic person on their board of directors, but they quit. See these people moving. What? Dude. 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 Much in the daily. Okay, so. Okay. 4 reasons to not support Autism Speaks. Autism Speak doesn't actually help autistic people. Only 4% of their budget goes towards helping individuals with goes towards autistic people. And for comparison, 22% of their budget is spent on fundraising. Autism Speaks is searching for a cure, which a lot of people said they don't need. But they haven't put research into improving therapies and equipment that will help people, autistic people. I already said that there's no one on their board of directors with autism. And they use disgusting marketing techniques, apparently. I actually forgot about this. A few of their marketing techniques, they're some lines that appeared in one of their videos. A few of them were, "If you're happily married, I'll make sure your marriage fails. If you're scared and you should be. Blah blah blah." And one was where a mother contemplated suicide because she didn't have because she had an autistic child. And it's like, it's horrible. Autism Speaks. And also, she couldn't have just said, "Oh, I did all the research I could." Literally, when I started researching about autism, some of the first videos I watched were on how bad Autism Speaks are. So, I don't fully trust Sia anymore. I will never fully trust Sia. So, yeah. I will never fully trust Sia again because of everything that's happened over this past, over this past year. I'm just going to convert my coins really quickly to Walls coins because I play the Walls a lot. Anyways, should I? You know what? I feel like I've said that all that I could for this situation, for all these situations that I've mentioned, and plus I never really feel like I can go on for a long stream in Hypixel. I feel like I always have to do a short stream unless I'm doing it with my mates and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to finish off this video here. If you like this video, I hope you subscribe, like this video, and please check out the resources down below in the description to learn about all the stuff that will be in the TikToks and the stuff that I have just mentioned. Please educate on yourself on these topics, and that is it from me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye guys.
Happy Black History Month. I made a new website. I added a Black History Month section to BB Resources, dedicated to sharing the stories of unsung heroes and events of Black history. I made it so that every day there are 2 new stories you can learn about and an Instagram graphic that you can share on your socials. I tried to pick people and events to display daily that directly relate to current events that white people often ask Black people to explain, like how the Tuskegee syphilis study directly relates to the hesitancy in the Black community to get the COVID vaccine. There's a list of education tools to aid you in learning this month. Books, movies, podcasts. Also a list of Black-led organizations you can donate to by day. The action page also leads you to PB resources where you can urge your local officials to take action against police brutality, with automated emails that are super easy to use. Let's make this Black History Month a truly actionable one. I coded day and night on this one.
History lessons are back, but in case you didn't know, it's LGBT plus History Month in the UK. For that reason, in the month of February, I'm going to be making videos on influential British LGBTQ plus members. First person we are covering today, which is a little crossover with Black British history and LGBT history, is Nicola Adams, the female boxer. Nicola Adams was born in 1982 in Leeds, and she is regarded the best female boxer of all time in Britain. In 2012, she was the first openly LGBT person to win an Olympic gold medal. In the same year, The Independent also named her the most influential LGBT person in the country. In August 2016, she became the first boxer to successfully defend their Olympic title for 92 years. She's insane. In 2020, she took part in BBC Strictly Come Dancing and their first same-sex couple. And when she retired in 2019 from boxing, she remained undefeated. Comment down below who you'd like me to do next.
Today's figure in Black history, 4-time Olympic gold medalist Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens was born James Cleveland Owens in Alabama in 1913, son of a sharecropper and the grandson of a slave. He got the name Jesse from when he was in grade school. His teacher asked what his name was so that she could put it on the roll, and he said JC, which was his nickname at the time, but because of his southern accent, she heard Jesse, and the name stuck. In 1935, at the Big Ten track meet in Ann Arbor, Owens set 3 world records and tied a 4th, all in the span of about 45 minutes. Owens is best known for his performance in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. This was during the height of Hitler's power, and Hitler had hoped that the Berlin Olympics would be a chance for him to prove his theory of Aryan supremacy. Those hopes were quickly dashed when Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals, and perhaps even the grudging respect of Hitler himself. Owens would later recall that while Hitler apparently shook his hand and congratulated him, the President of the United States, Franklin Roosevelt, quote, didn't even send me a telegram. Owens passed away of lung cancer in 1980 at age 66.
Begging you please stop scrolling. A bunch of minors are going missing and people are finding videos of them being raped on Pornhub. The hub is literally profiting off of this and getting thousands of dollars. The fact that there are thousands of videos of children getting raped and killed on various porn websites is so disgusting. I don't care if you have 1 follower, 2 followers, or even a 100 million, please just use your platform. I'm tired of some of y'all choosing to ignore these problems.
Ooh, you kiss that bitch on the lips. Clip so long, bitch, you hang out the clip. Big chop, walk down, don't hang out the whip. Got money on my mind, don't think about the bitch. Drum, go down when I slide with the stick. Bad bitches on go, watch her die for the dick.
Someone your history class didn't tell you about. Ernestine Eckstein. Just like this photo, Eckstein was often the only woman, and definitely the only woman of color, picketing for gay liberation. She urged organizing and making sure the cause was a visible movement to the public, which made her a pivotal figure in the pre-Stonewall movement. She held important titles in gay and lesbian organizations, and also spoke on trans liberation and rights. So basically, she was a Black lesbian superhero.
Your tongue is so by your side. You got it to do love better. You got it to do love better. You got it to do. Baby, it's the bar for me. It's the bar for me. Do you see her out there?